Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Commuters are facing delays on the Newcastle and Central Coast rail line despite the federal court blocking industrial action by the rail union overnight. The court's decision was too late to prevent the rail, tram and bus unions' plans for today, but limits on how far drivers and guards can travel will not be enforced from tomorrow. The industrial action means only 2 intercity trains are operating per hour in each direction on the line to Sydney. Premier Chris Minns says he's committed to reaching a deal.
I don't want to be in court, Ben. I wanted an agreement, and I was hopeful we would get one over the last 2 weeks, but the truth is we haven't landed one. And how can I say yes to rail workers when we've said no to nurses and we are in litigation with them in the courts?
Newcastle Lord Mayor Ross Kerridge says community feedback should be the guiding principle for any proposed review of council policies and procedures. It comes after Deputy Lord Mayor Callum Poole put forward a motion for tomorrow night's meeting calling for a wide-ranging independent review encompassing several issues from awarding contracts to administering council's code of conduct. Ross Kerridge says the scope of the review needs to take in community concerns raised about issues including the handling of the Scott Nayland letter-writing saga.
It hasn't been done in response to community concerns. It's addressing some issues. I think the approach that we should take is first up, listen to what is worrying the community with regard to the council, and then let's focus the investigation on clarifying those issues, whether they're real or not, and bringing it out into the open.
A woman is due to front court next month accused of stealing a firearm from an Upper Hunter property. Police from the Rural Crime Prevention Team say the shotgun and several other items were stolen from a Wollongby property on November 22. Officers went to a neighbouring property on Friday and allegedly recovered the gun and other stolen items. A 48-year-old woman is arrested. She's been charged with break, enter and steal and possess unauthorised firearm. She's been granted conditional bail to face Cessnock Court on January 8. Research teams at the University of Newcastle have secured more than $2.2 million in grants to boost Australia's knowledge base and research capability. Australian Research Council Discovery grants have been handed down to 4 teams to help tackle issues such as ways to support Australia's wombat population and how to boost cognitive health as we age. Researcher Brett Graham's project has received $707,000 and looks at how to better understand the spinal pathway. He says the grant is important to sustain the research.
So look, without this sort of funding, we would really have to revise our future and what sort of research objectives that we could really tackle.
The Nationals Party has selected Alison Penfold to run for the seat of Lyne at the next federal election. She previously worked as an advisor for former Deputy Prime Ministers Mark Vaile and Warren Truss, and more recently was a staffer for retiring Lyne MP David Gillespie. Lyne takes in the Dungog Shire and parts of the Port Stephens and Maitland local government areas. Moves have been made by Port Stephens Council to assist with the protection of Shoal Bay Road. It's part of the council's coastal management program, which aims to reduce tidal inundation and erosion in the area. The program has reached a major milestone with an endorsement from State Environment Minister Penny Sharp. It means the program will now have access to key funding grants to assist with costs related to preservation. Mayor Leah Anderson says saving Shoal Bay Road is crucial.
There's a critical piece of work that needs to be done there to protect Shoal Bay Road. We know it is the only road in and out of Shoal Bay to Fingal Bay, so that is an absolute priority. But that's just one. But we know that there's a lot of our coastal areas that, due to inundation and weather events as they continue, that's going to be eating away at our coastlines.
2NURFM Sport.
The Jets will be looking for ways to improve after recording losses to Adelaide for both their men's and women's teams. The women's team were defeated 2-0 while the men sustained their 4th straight loss, going down 1-0 in McDonald Jones Stadium. Men's coach Rob Stanton says his players need to seize the moment.
I get really frustrated because my expectations are high for the players. I believe in them. I'm willing to stick my neck out for them, but at some stage they've got to start paying the price for these mistakes, and also they've got to pay the price to be here.
Newcastle-based jockey Jose Severo had a special day on Saturday, riding his first winner at Newcastle Racecourse. Severo saddled up 3-year-old filly Churchill's Choice, recording the win in round 3 of the annual Westpac Rescue Helicopter Race Day. And Hunter Valley golfers Corey Lamb and Jai Picken have finished in the top 10 at the Victorian PGA Tour. Lamb took 7th place while Picken tied for 8th. That's sport. I'm Meredith Blair.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 1, 7, 11, 13, 16 and 35, and the supplementaries are 5 and 14. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.